Selling the Sizzle. Imagine visiting the family home of Hollywood icon Elizabeth Taylor. Now imagine living there. In the heart of Beverly Hills is your rare opportunity to be a part of Hollywood history by living in the serene and elegant family home of Elizabeth Taylor. Hello, Professor Lee. I found a wonderful video open house presentation that sells the sizzle as you are teaching us in your course. What I wanted to do with you in this video is play this marketing presentation and make commentary as we watch the marketing presentation selling Elizabeth Taylor's home. Watch it together, and I want to highlight to you how the presenters are selling the sizzle. They use video and audio and intelligently use words to create imagery, stimulate the senses, to elicit emotions, sell the sizzle, to build desire to buy the house formerly owned by Elizabeth Taylor. So let's watch this video together. I'm going to make some commentary. So starting from the beginning. So we see here a very fancy, professional introduction using graphics and imagery, fast-paced sounds, kind of get you excited. So they're using music and imagery, rapid motion to get your attention. Boom, this is the title. This is what's going on here. This is an open house, which leads into the host.
Whether a hill, a mountain, or...
So the host is Sarah Gore. Sarah Gore is an Emmy-winning host for NBC. So she's a professional. She's a professional actress host. Her niche is doing hosting, and she's hosting this open house.
Or the top of a skyscraper, all the homes on today's show are elevated in more ways than one. We are getting started in the heart of Beverly Hills with the former estate of none other than Elizabeth Taylor.
So notice how they, quick introduction, very upbeat music in the background, and then Sarah Gore takes us to the venue, situates us to Beverly Hills. I like the way they had the wording here. Beverly Hills. You got the swimming pool, and it immediately takes what most people in America view to be Beverly Hills. Very sunny. You're up in the hills. You got swimming pools, and they're using drone video footage here. And then boom, you got a beautiful picture of Elizabeth Taylor, and it catches your attention. Wow, this is the house that Elizabeth Taylor used to live in.
Taylor. From the expansive front courtyard through to the open...
Here in the beginning, they do an overview. They're saying it's expansive, it's secluded. It's the themes that they're here is that it's large, it's got open spaces, but it's also very homey. It's from the video, they're imagining or they're targeting a buyer. I'm thinking maybe 50 or older, maybe 45 or older, with a family. They have money. They're wealthy, but they want privacy. And so this is the perfect home for that type of person. But they also like to have a home with character, something unique. So it's kind of a unique combination. And in this video, they have the title here, Elizabeth Taylor's Estate, the address, 1375 Beverly Estate Drive, Beverly Hills, California. They have the list price, which is almost $12 million, 6 bedrooms, 7 baths, almost 8,000 square feet, and it's going to be on 2 acres. The real estate broker is Caldwell Banker Real Estate Broker Joyce Ray, and it has her phone number. That's good. You have all that in the beginning. And also too is I like the way that they put the key stats in the beginning, so it gives you the proper frame, and also it has the money listing. It has the sales price, so people can self-qualify or disqualify here. So they got that out of the way.
The open entertaining spaces and each of the 6 bedrooms, this rarely available home is a serene piece of Hollywood history.
So notice how they use the word rarely. They say rarely several times in the video. They're using the principle of scarcity. Scarcity is a valuation principle, but it's also a strategy used in sales tactics. You got to say, hey, this is a unique, once in a lifetime opportunity. People tend to appreciate more and pay more, have more desire when there is when the resource is scarce.
Check it out.
So then notice one of the things that I noticed in the video is that they frequently change scenes as well as music in the background. Part of that is it keeps the viewer interested. When you're changing scenes, it makes people pay attention. If you stay with the same music or the same scene, people tend to be lulled into boredom. So they cleverly use that. Here, they're going to black and white. So they went from full color, vibrant, to black and white. Contrast is another sales psychology principle, and they're using that very intelligently here. So they go, boom, from the interior full color with Sarah Gore. Okay, open house, boom, black and white. You're like, whoa, black and white? They have an aerial view, right? But why? Because Elizabeth Taylor lived in this house in the 1950s. So the people who are fans of Elizabeth Taylor, they're thinking about the good old days.
Hello, I'm
So notice the music choice that they used in the beginning. It's that sweeping music that's characteristic of the classic era of Hollywood. Black and white, and then you're moving to,
Hello.
Boom, color. You're outside, now you're inside. So again, they're using contrast, rapid frame shift, scene shifting. And now we're moving into the primary salesperson, who is Joyce Ray. She is the real estate broker for Coldwell Banker. Now, she may not be a professional actress, but she might have acting training. It's totally possible because her delivery and flow is flawless. There's no ahs, or hesitation. It probably is scripted and rehearsed, but it comes out natural and spontaneous. Okay, and the words are just perfectly chosen, and everything matches well together. You'll see here that these are colors that I like. She's accentuating her experience. She's got the white hair. It's very conservatively groomed. She's presenting herself as somebody with experience, elegance, and then class, as well as knowledge. I like her choice of navy blue. She's wearing a navy blue blouse, pants, and also patent leather navy blue shoes, which you will see later in the video with gold trim. This is a very classic color scheme, and she's sitting on the couch. She's speaking with a very maternal, melodious tone that everybody can identify with. It's like, oh, I immediately feel comfortable and I can trust you. You're like my grandmother. You're my mom.
Hello, I'm Joyce Ray. I head the Estates Division for Coldwell Banker Residential Brokerage here in Beverly Hills. Today, we're at the former Elizabeth Taylor's.
Again, they emphasize they're back with Elizabeth Taylor, a beautiful picture of Elizabeth Taylor. Again, black and white.
Estate on over 2 acres.
They're using the aerial views using drones. You're seeing here that the house is actually very secluded, okay? Because you got on the right, you got all this greenery, and then on the left, you have a hill. It's up in the hills. It's very secluded. It's hard to get to. And this is targeting a specific type of buyer. And notice how this is a color.
Magnificently
They went from black and white Elizabeth Taylor to color.
situated with
Now they're showing the Hollywood Hills. They're using the aerial views here. They're selling the Hollywood Hills, the city view.
city and ocean views.
They also mentioned that there's also ocean views. So you got city views and ocean views.
There's nothing like it. Elizabeth
Again, nothing like it. Rarity, scarcity.
Taylor was famous for entertaining in this beautiful home.
So she's noticing that this is one of the themes here. It is a family home. It's very comfy. It serves two purposes. And that's what makes it unique. It's a combination. It is for entertaining, but it's also a family home. Okay. And notice those beautiful patent leather navy shoes. Great choice of color. It's just everything just fits perfectly here. Joyce Ray definitely knows. She thinks about all these different details, and everything shows up here if you look very carefully.
I can't wait to show it to you.
She's excited. You can tell in her voice. You know, I think she's very genuine, and she says that she can't wait to show it, and I am too. And now I'm excited too. And so notice, again, they're doing the city view. If you look far back, you see the mountains. You see the city. All right, and then close up, you got the greenery. Okay, the greenery is nice, but it's also private. Notice how the music is changing here now. What I notice in this video is while she's sitting, it tends to be slower pace, comfy, kind of the swirling classical Hollywood music. And then when she's on the go, you got the fast-paced music. They're switching it up, and also they frequently switch from inside outside. This is pretty fast. This is pretty fast-paced here.
That must have attracted her to this house is the tremendous privacy.
Privacy. They emphasize that. Okay, it's not the type of a rich person that wants to be in the news all the time. This is the person that wants privacy. You
enter an enormous motor court.
Okay, another thing too here, and I'm going to highlight this over and over again. She does both, and actually you need both. You got features as well as benefits. Joyce does a great job of doing that. You got to combine both of them. Okay, say, hey, here's the feature, here's the benefit. I mean, you can put the benefit first or whatever, but they go well together. Okay, so here's she had mentioned that it's secluded, that it's for entertainment. She set the scene, and you're like, boom, there's this huge motor court. Now, sometimes she just mentions the features because it's obvious why that feature is good. Here's the benefit of that. You have this, it's private, and you're going to entertain. You have a large garage, maybe at least 2 cars can fit in there, and this whole motor area, this whole driveway, your guests can park there. You don't have to worry about street parking. That's a big plus.
And once you enter the front door, you'll see the beautiful...
So notice how they switched. They went from interview and then going inside. She opens the front door. Okay. They actually show her going through the front door.
And once you enter the front...
Because she wants us to vicariously tour with her. So that's what she's cleverly doing. There is a thing in neuroscience known as mirroring. When we see other people, we can vicariously be there with them. And she's using mirroring as well as this vicarious experience, and she is going through the door, and you're going, okay, well, it's going to be inside. No, this atrium is actually, it's inside, but it's also outside. It's got an open top there. It's actually a courtyard. It's amazing.
Front door, you'll see the beautiful...
Boom. So you're going through the front door, and you're expecting to go inside, but you're not. You're actually in a courtyard. I mean, this is a very intelligently designed estate here. And so you're actually into this courtyard here. And again, the two uses here, the functionalities are, it's a family home, but it's also for entertainment. So you can imagine the family hanging out here, but you can entertain people, and Joyce is going to start talking about the benefits of this courtyard area.
Tropical atrium on your right. It's an ideal spot to entertain your guests.
Notice how she says that's a benefit, entertain your guest. In this atrium, this courtyard area. She calls it the atrium.
For a cocktail. The fountain is wonderful, and the lush landscaping transports us to a real oasis.
So notice how she says, well, you can hang out here, you can entertain here, you can drink a cocktail here. And then she uses the word oasis to evoke the imagery of being, you're out in sunny California, that's great, which is dry, it's kind of desert-like, right? But you're in this oasis, and she even touches the water. I think she did that on purpose, because she wants you
and the lush landscaping transports us to a real oasis.
Feel that cool water with her.
from the delightful atrium, the open floor plan will immediately...
Okay, here we go. So you're going from, you go through the front door, you're into this atrium, which you're inside the house, but it's actually an open area with the sky as your ceiling is the atrium. Now she's walking, or walking along with her, right? And this is she goes into the living area with a salon, and she talks about the benefits here.
Invite you into the main salon, and you'll be captivated by the bed of diamond lights sparkling in the distance.
So this living area has a salon. It's got a lot of stuff going on. Again, it's for a family living there, but it's also for entertaining. And she emphasizes, well, you got the salon, so you can entertain there. You can have a bar. You can have cocktails. Okay, that's the cocktails you could have out in the atrium, or you can have in this living room. You can look out at the city lights, which she describes. She's great with the use of words. Sparkling. I think she uses dazzling diamonds or sparkling diamonds of city lights. Okay, and so you have this living room area, and you can sit there next to the fireplace. She mentions that you can look out at the ocean view. You can play cards, and she's gonna discuss the benefits here. So I noticed that she doesn't just talk about features. She is more oriented toward the benefits.
The living room is beautifully scaled to allow gathering around the piano.
The piano. So again, entertaining. There's the piano. You're gonna play the piano there. So the viewer can go like, yeah, I can see that.
A little card game in the corner, or a wonderful conversation by the fireplace.
So she's pointing out benefits, and she's making you imagining yourself there, and also and she's stimulating senses. So now she's going into the dining room. There's the wood there. And I love the way she transitions and makes us kind of think, what went on in this room? Notice that the music has changed to that swirling, slow Hollywood music, the classical 1950s Hollywood era.
If these wonderful walls could talk.
I love that. Wonderful walls could talk. Well, the wood does absorb sound. I mean, is it possible that the wood could talk?
We would hear a lot of Hollywood gossip.
Hollywood gossip, wow. So now you can sit in the same dining room as Hollywood celebrities from the 1950s, and you can just imagine the wood absorbing all their gossip. And you could imagine yourself sitting there and eating, and it's alive, and it stimulates conversation. It's not an industrial empty space.
Very interesting wooden detail in the dining room gives it a special warmth. And when you look up, you'll see a very special coved ceiling, which gives the room unique height and a
Notice how she mentions the feature, which is the coved ceiling, but what's the benefit? Space.
Sense of space. After a splendid dessert, it might...
Notice how she uses the word dessert. Everybody loves dessert. It's sweet, and now she's transitioning into the bedroom.
Be time to hit the hay, and you will love the master bedroom. I'm sure Elizabeth Taylor did.
So she's saying Elizabeth Taylor did, you'll love it. So she's very, very smart use of flipping from using herself as well as Elizabeth Taylor to evoke a vicarious experience in the viewer's mind. Notice how the music's changed. Okay, so look, she's on the go. The music, Joyce Ray's on the go, and the music is fast-paced here.
Now this master bedroom is really inviting. It's one of the coziest places in the entire house. I love the brick fireplace, which gives such warmth to the...
Notice how she mentions the brick fireplace feature, warmth. That's the benefit. And she's actually putting her hands in front of the fire. She's awesome.
The bedroom. And the entire room was really designed to take advantage of the amazing views.
Yes, you can see how the room was designed to take advantage of the amazing view, especially at night. So that's the views is going to be really amazing at night, but you're gonna enjoy it at night because you've got all these windows in the master bedroom.
In keeping with the architectural theme of the house, the master also has a wonderful coved ceiling. As an added bonus, there's a unique
I like the way she used the added bonus. Oh, there's more, this is the study, and she says that she imagines that Elizabeth Taylor did study in here. And so I like the way that they've staged the house where they have the furniture, and you can imagine yourself, that's the advantage of staging, you can imagine yourself enjoying and benefiting from this particular study room.
Study, paneled, filled with books, and I bet Elizabeth Taylor studied all of her scripts there.
Music change, you're outside again. Oh yeah, look at her now. Okay, she's putting on her sunglasses. They're kind of Ray-Ban, but she knows the sunglasses that she chose. They match her navy blue outfit, but they're they got the little wing thing going on. It's a classic style of sunglasses. I love her style here, and she's going out for a walk, and we're walking with her.
The most sought after part of this property is the garden promontory.
Garden promontory. So now she's touring the outside. You got swimming pool. The water's going.
Lovely yard and pool where the who's who of
And I like the way they switch inside and outside here.
Hollywood once hung out, and you can gaze forever with.
Gaze forever. She's emphasizing the benefits. She's going back to, oh, the Hollywood stars were hanging out here, and you're a piece of history.
Unobstructed views and privacy. Beverly.
Yeah, the cameraman's doing great work here. You can see that this is a place where it's hard to get to.
Hills never look so majestic.
And I like the way here she's standing there like a boss, okay, looking out at the scenery, the water squirting there, and it's contrasting with the nice warm heat.
Then when framed by these opulent fountains and statuary.
Got the water going. Going back inside. Notice how they're frame shifting back and forth.
This is the first time the property has been on the market.
First time, again, scarcity. And she's going to say that the owners loved the property so much.
In nearly 20 years, because the owners have loved living here.
She used the word love. Okay, and look, she's standing like a boss overlooking Los Angeles, Beverly Hills.
Thank you for joining us today on this unique tour.
Unique. Okay.
I look forward to seeing you again very soon.
So, even though we actually haven't met, she's talking as if we do. This is just this assumption. Okay, and then we're going backing out again, looking at the ending with the amazing views, seclusion. Okay, so here we go. Again, I talked about all the strength. The only things I can say in terms of weaknesses is that, is number one, again, it may be restricted by, this was done on, I believe, by Open House. It's not her actual TV program. But they did list the information for the address and her contact information, but at the final screenshot, I would like to have put her contact information at least. So that's, to me, a major issue. They did have it earlier in the marketing presentation, but contact information at the end would have been very nice. Now, if they didn't want to do a separate screen, what they could have done in the final screens is maybe they could have put it at the bottom. Okay. Now, I mean, a very interested buyer could probably go back to the original frame where they had the contact info.
This rarely available home is.
But you don't want buyers to go through extra steps. So number one is to have contact information at the end, and also this was a YouTube video to put it in the description box. In the YouTube description box. Also, two things is they did not show the kitchen, and they did not show the bathrooms. Okay, so that's if it were to be a full open house, maybe they wanted to, but then the producers didn't allow it. But not having a kitchen, not having the bathrooms, those are things that were left out of the video. So contact information, kitchen, and bathrooms. Those are the only things I could suggest. But number one is to have contact information at the end. Otherwise, this video is the perfect example of selling the Sizzle. It was all emotional. It was emphasizing benefits. When the features were mentioned only, it was very obvious what the benefit was going to be. But usually the features and the benefits were combined. but definitely the emphasis was on benefits, and this was an emotional sell. They weren't talking about numbers and facts. Okay, it was about imagery, about and these were the themes. Here's a story basically. Liz Taylor raised her family in this house. She had money, but she also wanted to host private parties. So this house was designed to both raise a family as well as entertain people. So there's a functional component, two different things. It's also a luxurious home, but it's also very private. So there's several specifications. Luxury home, private, okay? Family home, but can entertain. And that's the story behind there. And Elizabeth Taylor designed this house to meet those specifications. And those are the specifications that a lot of wealthy people also want. Okay, they want a place where they can raise a family in a comfortable house, but they also want to entertain. And everything about this house is designed for that. Open spaces. You don't have to worry about street parking. The huge driveway is also very, very private. If I had the money, my mentality is I like privacy. Would be the type of house that I would like to have. I wouldn't want to get a house maybe like in Santa Monica on the beach where people can just walk by and look inside my windows. That's not the type of house that I would want to have. I would like to have a house like this. And for a certain type of buyer, this video elicits a very strong emotional response, builds desire, but then again, you need to have the contact information at the end. But otherwise, selling the Sizzle, I mean, this is a video that could be shown to marketing students as well as real estate students to say, hey, this is how you should do the presentations. All right. So I really enjoy this project, Professor Lee. Really make me grow with these exercises. So thank you very much.